So Grant, well done on negotiating the first competitive fixture of the season. It's 120 minutes of cup football and 6 goals. What were the main positives you took out of today's game?
I think first and foremost the biggest positive is getting through the round. It's our first competitive game. We're disappointed it was off last week. So with it being our first game, it was a big game. Forfar coming here, obviously knocked out of the Challenge Cup last week, so they wanted to bounce back, and I think scoring 4 goals as well is a big positive for ourselves. We created a lot of chances. Yes, it always becomes a wee bit nervy when you go behind, and then it goes into extra time. But happy with the end result.
Good. And Forfar obviously they had some handy players, but we had our fair share of new players making their competitive debuts here at Starks Park. Which ones caught your eye particularly out of the new recruits?
I think first and foremost of all, slotted in well. We had to make changes in the summer. We lost 5 players, so we had to replace that. We've brought in 7. At this moment in time, only Craig Barr out of the new recruits is missing with a slight injury. And Dougie Hill's obviously re-signed for last season, and he's got an injury. But I think they've all slotted in really well. First and foremost, Ryan Conroy pops up with a goal today. Fantastic finish for Ryan. But we brought in Kevin Cuthbert. His experience speaks for itself, and what he achieved last season. Rory McKeon comes in at left back, very good left back, and obviously we knew him for Cowdenbeath last season. Jimmy Scott comes in, as I say, Ryan Conroy. We've mentioned Mark Stewart, who I thought was worked really well down that right hand side today, and obviously Christian Nadi up top. We all know Christian fit for last season and the problems he caused us ourselves playing with Dundee. So we feel as if we've brought in a good nucleus of players that have got quality about them, a bit of youth and a bit of experience.
Of course, that's the players that played today. The ones that didn't play, you mentioned Barr and Hill. That shows that we've got good strength and depth in defence. Kevin Moon didn't even need to be called on today, so we've got and Callaghan didn't need to be, apart from his last few minutes, didn't need to be called on for the midfield. So it shows that the squad is getting there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously last weekend, obviously the game was off, but when you look at the bench last weekend compared to this weekend, albeit we were missing Grant Anderson, and Callum Elliott through suspension, they were both available for today. So we had a couple of decisions to make. We felt, we started the game well enough in the first half. We were moving the ball a bit well. We were creating chances. I think, Forfar are always a threat with the players that they've got up top. They're experienced players. That have played at a good level, and they were prepared to leave the players up the pitch and try and catch us out a wee bit. But happy enough, as I say, to be in the next round of the tie, and that's what cup football is about, because at the end of the day we know we can play better.
And of course, next up we've got our rescheduled visit to East End Park. You've got something of a pleasant dilemma on your hands with regards particularly the wide right position. Anderson, Stewart both showed up well today.
Yeah, obviously we now turn to Tuesday at Dunfermline away in the Challenge Cup. It's another important game for us. We are missing obviously Callum Elliott and Grant Anderson through suspension because it was not served last week. So we've got to assess everyone after today. It was a gruelling match, tiring performance as always, going to extra time. But you look at some of the results, there was close results there. There's Livingston being taken to penalties, so it was very close. Alloa winning 1-0, very close as well, and Dumbarton's the same. So I think the most pleasing thing is getting a win under our belts, a first competitive game at home as well, which is important, and it gives us a wee bit of confidence, going into Tuesday's game.
Yeah, and it'll be no cakewalk on Tuesday, because Dunfermline themselves hit the goal trail against Annan, hitting scoring 5 goals.
Yeah, that's right. And I think when the draw was made, there was always going to be pressure on us in the Challenge Cup, no matter who we got. Obviously being the holders, but when you're drawn against Dunfermline, and it's a massive derby, it always adds a wee bit of spice to the game. So we're expecting a very difficult game, and as you say, they've scored 5 goals today. Going to East End Park, it's always a hard place to go. The pitch was immaculate last Saturday, obviously, albeit the period that took the rain that caused it to go off. But it's a game we're looking forward to.
Good. Well, wish you luck for that, and look forward to speaking to you again through the season, Grant.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.